and check out what is back. So after being covered for the last 7-8 months, today is a very special day for the 34 because it's going to be on the Raise Wheels booth at the big option event that's happening down in Yokohama. It's going to be fitted with the latest iteration of T37, so kind of keen to see what those look like as well. And of course we're going to be covering the entire event, which is in a really nice location on a wharf right next to Yamashita Koen. So an event place that's never been used before, so it should give a really interesting feel to a very massive assortment of cars. It's like 600 cars just for the owner side of things, plus all the little tuner booths. So it's going to be a really cool event, and I'm excited to get my car in there as well. So without further ado, let's hop on the highway and go meet the race guys down in Yokohama. Spotted a nice fair lady Z. Alright, so I made it to the very entrance of the venue, and holy crap, did they choose something really cool here. It's literally like the whole pier. Let me see if you can zoom in for you guys, but it's right next to Yamashita Koen, so you get the views of Minatomirai. You see the landmark tower over there, and so many cars rolling in now, either on trucks or actually driving to the venue, because like I mentioned, there are about 600 owners' cars being displayed, plus all the tuner booths and manufacturers of parts, wheels, you name it. So I'm actually gonna wait for another R34 to come and then meet the race guys, get the wheels swapped out, and start checking out the setup of the show. Techno Pro Spirits rocking in with their MRS time attack car, and boy does the 34 look super good today. Massive thank you to Aki, who yesterday helped me fit a few bits and pieces and give it a nice quick clean so it's nice and shiny. Like I mentioned, it has been sitting for most of the year under a car cover. Sick Evo wagon rolling in. Look at the wide fenders on this thing. That is sick. Another race cars, I think, because it's on the 21Cs from Garage Revolver. You don't see wide body Evo wagons too much. That is a first for me. Okay, so I got my pass here. I'm gonna follow the guys from Race in the Hachiroku. There's some sick old warehouses here. Super old stuff from like the 50s and 60s. And usually this is, of course, like used to be popular wharf until they built Honmoku Futo, which kind of took all the traffic. But what a great location they managed to get for this show. Alright, so I made it in, and they actually are doing all the booths inside one of these super old warehouses. Amazing to have the GTR here. I'm not even sure what wheels it's going to be running. I'm guessing the T37s here. Probably the black ones. Because of course it is on C28, so it makes sense to have it kind of show up with different wheels. Look at the stacks of wheels. That's one van that's brimmed full. So, I really wanted to show you guys how some of these events are put together behind the scenes, and how preparations are done. Of course, wheels manufacturers, they have to quickly be able to swap wheels at events before the actual event starts. Usually they get customer cars or demo cars from shops, so they're always fully accessorized to do that. And right in front of my car is the Varis FL5, sitting on some T37 Sagas, I believe. Sick car. Of course, Varis is definitely one of those places that I really want to go visit. But let's take a quick step outside, have a look at this section. There's the Corolla Cusco drift car over there. A bunch of Star Road cars. What a lineup, man. What a great event. And like I said, literally right across from Minatomirai. That is the vision of the future, as the neighborhood is actually named. And here we have some old school rides. Love the contrast. Sick Ariamamiya Grady 8 Cabrio, legendary car. And over there are all the Liberty Walk cars. Alright, first thing is first, get the number plate off and put a nice and official raise plate. How sick does that look? Boom, already raised demo car right there. And I guess the back will have to be a cover because in Japan, one of the screws that mounts the number plates are actually sealed for security. So you always have to put like a cover. You can see the bigger hole that goes on top of this thing here. Jomoto-san from Spoon. Hi gozaimasu. The FL5 we drove last year. Here's the Moontech green R34. So I'm here at Garage Active to see some more carbon stuff that they've just made. A whole dry carbon main wing for the GTR R34 and the little adjustable wing and the back and the stays. Oh my god, look at the quality. That is unbelievable. Look at that. And of course there's also slightly taller risers, so you can go for either the stock look or something a little bit taller. So it's about 10 centimeters higher than the stock one, so you get a really nice aggressive setup for the wing. Absolutely beautiful. And the deck part. A lineup of wheels being readied for the displays. While these guys do their mic check, I came to have a look at the Mr. Hero Car Studio GTR 50 right next to that beautiful Panda Hachiroku. Top secret R32 coming in on OZ wheels. And Top Secret is literally right next to Garage Active, their latest demo car. So as my car is being reversed onto the ramps, Smokey is coming in with the R35 Nismo Top Secret demo car. Nagata-san driving in next to my GTR. How cool is that? So he's actually applied his wide body fender flares to the Nismo, the latest and last Nismo. Of course, as of this month, the R35 is officially out of production. They have finished the last few T-specs or whatever they were building, and that's it. It's well and truly over for the GTR until the new model comes again. Right, I came out to have a look at some of the cars that are being arranged in the massive space in front of the actual warehouse where all the booths are for the brands. Star Road, like we saw at the beginning, has a really cool lineup of Z's. Check out this Celica drop top. What a beauty. Wow. That is sick. Absolutely sick. You do not see these cars at all. Probably like one of the very few that I've ever come across. Orange R34, R32, and R33 all coming in at the same time. So Garage Yamago is actually one of those shops that I've got on my list of things to feature because he used to be one of the chief mechanics over at June when Koyama-san used to be in charge of projects, and the guy has incredible know-how. He built some of the craziest cars, so definitely want to check Garage Yamago in the future. More GTRs lined up here. We got the Red Bull donut here. What a great way to be coming in to the event, and this kind of opens up us to the actual lineup of owner cars, starting off with quite the array of Midnight Club member cars. We got Zota-san's Z32 from Garage Revolve, and all the legends that made up Midnight Club. Check out this 911. We have the 964 that I went to ride in from Garage TBK, and the lineup keeps going. I actually bumped into this 964 the other week in Yokohama. Just parked up at a sushi restaurant, took a couple of pictures of it. 993, 997, R32s, even an R35, which I didn't know was part of the crew here. Alright, so I walked down a little bit to see the cars waiting in line to get in, and just look at that. Like, this entire group is literally waiting to drive in. I don't know where they're going to put all these cars. They were saying like 800 cars, but I think we're definitely over 1,000. It's just like vast. And you know, I'm kind of dreading this because, like, how the hell am I supposed to show you guys all these cars? Like, I have to be extremely selective. Take a look at some of these classics. There's even an Isuzu Piazza Nero, Pandem kitted, 86, station wagon, R31. Another cool FD, already hood removed, ready for a bit of show off. God, there's so much stuff. Check this out. Evo 3. They've killed it with this event. This is literally like Tokyo Auto Salon on crack. Wow. This is very, very rare. Amazing stuff. Walking through gold, literally. Look at this. That's a serious 3 Series build. R34 GTR from Autek Tsukada. Love the NK wheels. Wide body Skyline coupe. More old school Skyline awesomeness. Now this is absolutely crazy. Look at the stereo setup on this. Carried right into the cabin. And we have that straight 6 2-liter RB screaming away. So cool. Now look at the R31 house manifolds. These are the best guys for RB20. We got Abdul's car here, RWB Pistachi. I know I'm saying that wrong. And it's got a really subtle window banner where it says Rao Welt, but you don't really see it, but it's reflecting on the dash there. Midori R34 GTR, Velside Z33, and we're back where we started, behind the Scoot Aria Mamiya kitted FDRZ. Random Formula D drift cars being mixed up. This is crazy. And we have 2 main areas which are already filled to the brim on each side of the space here. I'll have to come back and do a walkthrough here as well later on. We got another GTR 50 rocking in from Ryuki. Looks like the lineup has expanded here. Right, so the event has officially started. I'm sweating like a pig because it's super, super hot. And I thought I should probably start showing you guys some of the other lineups of cars. Starting off right over here on a little lineup that is still being materialized. In the meantime, the Liberty Walk FD drives in. Some old option video cars over here, wide body Fiat 500, Hachiroku, just so much to see. So I spotted this S14 at Scuba Circuit, one of those time attack events years back, and cool thing is that it runs an L series swap 2.8 on carbs, cycle fenders, old school mesh wheels from Yajima Car Engineering. Did a little spotlight at that time on Speed Hunters. Very cool car. Here's an NA Roadster with a 13B NA swap. Feed demo car. Always amazing builds here when it comes to rotaries. Fujita Engineering is one of the old school shops, famed from creating, you know, the rotary scene here in Japan. The crazy Aria Mamiya, wild Mazda, tiny little K car. I forget what the actual name of this thing is. Crazy little thing. Two more GTRs here. One from Rush Factory. This beautiful R34 GTR from Garage Source. As you can see, the 884 number plate, Hayashi. That is the number to kind of replicate the name of Hayashi-san, the owner of Saurus. 33, the Moontech 34, and that orange 34 we saw coming in earlier on. Right, and on we go. It is just infinite. Right, we'll start over here because we're right on the water and you can just see Minatomirai back, the backdrop there, with so many cars, so much mix of stuff to see. A ton of GTRs. Maxorito GR86, beautiful 964 turbo wing at the back on T37s from RH9 Racing. I do love a 964 with the chunky fenders and some JDM wheels, love it. Super sick 180SX, so clean, look at this thing, it looks like factory fresh. We'll keep moving. Wide body Evo ER34, dumped Crown, S14 Zenki, S15 Varietta. Variety is real today. Crazy Aristo, nice GTR, and we're not even close to seeing like what, 30% yet. Well, found a few GTRs to look at. This Midori tuned 32 here. Full setup. Got the V-Cam, the Nismo GT Plenum, all the good bits. Nice Midnight R33. Another Midori build. Another Midori. This time a 34. I do love when they do the GT Plenum in the same finish as the cam covers. Very nice. And I do like the carbon fiber, the Choose cover. 993, 180SX. It just keeps going. It's just too much. God, this is like spoiling us, this event. I have not seen a selection of cars this varied and of this quality in forever. Like, never have seen a group of cars like this at this volume. Sick DC5s, really sweet Revolve up plug Z32 on Workmeisters. Another wide body FD. And then we get into some crazy old school stuff here. This thing even has the replica Rays Volk Racing turbo fans. It's a beautiful A63 with a shaved and wire tucked engine bay, kind of highlighting that foray. Super sick. Favorite touch is the bright bucket, and right next to it the stock seats with the lace. I've gotta love that. Right, let's keep going. Let's try and find as much variety as possible. Nice little Suzuki cappuccinos here. Bit of BMW hotness over there. Couple of Hachirokus. And then we get into some really old stuff. Do do love these older Skyline, especially when they're this simple, with just a nice set of wheels, nice Watanabes. Do love the stock S13 right next to it. Interesting wheels. I think I've ever seen those stock wheels before. More GTRs for days. And I've actually walked all the way down here to the main stage area because my car was moved from the race booth where they only have the wheels to where all the cars wearing race wheels are, right next to the stage. And there is 34 right in between the GR86 that came to get me earlier on and the Good Ride Formula D D1 car that Yamashita FDJ. So C28s have been left on this side, and on this side we have T37 looking very cool. I haven't had T37s on my car for a while, so it's actually cool to be seeing this. And that said, we have to continue looking around at all the other cars. And the craziness continues. This is actually an S15 Silvia that's being transformed to look like I don't know what. I know Mitsuoka did a kit like that. I'm not sure if that's the same one. Let's start another lineup, starting with more Hachirokus, a couple of more Skylines. Of course, the ER34 to GTR conversion is very, very popular. And we do have so much variety. All new Z with Nismo wheels, old school Evo 6. And hey, check this out. This is the FD we were looking at Daikoku the other night with Larry. Crazy Impreza here. Not sure what's happening with the hood treatment, but literally ripped in half to show you a glimpse of that modified engine. Crazy S2000 from Jay's Racing with very interesting pitch on it. Let's keep moving. 997 Turbo, another ER34, GTRs, beautiful S13 Silvia with period correct wheels, and I do love the fitment, chunky tires for that early 90s stance. This gets my vote. Those Z Futuras on this DC5. The old school FC over here with the Grady kit. New Z again. There's a few more Hachirokus over here. And I'll just cross over because I just spotted a nice grouping of Supras. Look at this. R34, Max Orito, Tune Supra. So much goodness here. And it's really cool always to kind of walk through these massive lineup of owner cars, because you really see what people do to their cars, the selections of, you know, products and wheels and fitment, you know, what kind of look they go for, what they try to replicate, and how it's all executed. You know, you really do see the variety of quality in the way that people build their cars. And sometimes you get cars like this which just stop you on your way. It's pretty cool. The Jero Evo. I haven't seen one of these since I was in Houston, Texas last month. The outside Z33. I'm in an altogether new massive lineup of cars. Again, a great example to be seeing what people do with their cars. I love how this owner has kept the stock wheels on his JZA80 Supra that has dark chrome them as well. Very cool. Stance on point. R34 GTR, R31 Skyline. Continue through so many cool cars. I have to say, Option really killed it with the venue choice for this event. I just can't get enough of these backdrops here looking into Yokohama. Another R31 Skyline GTS, beautiful thing. And what am I seeing there? What is this? There's a trio of S660s. One tried to probably replicate like a track racing look. This one is kind of more street approach. But what on earth is that? But that is a really interesting hatch conversion. Completely redone rear end, and it's called the S660 Neo Classic on Watanabe looking wheels. Let's get a little look at the front. Completely different headlights here as well. Kind of replicating maybe an N360. Pink lineup of drift cars from Team Liberty. So good. A couple of hundreds, another 100, S14. Reading the little grouping here. I mean, this event is really probably one of the best I've ever been to. I don't think I've ever seen so much combined in one location with that kind of view. I just, I'm blown away. I mean, check this out. Look at this wide body S14 with the RWB look. The chunky tire fitment gets my vote. Here's FD. We have a few vintage cars. I spotted that Alfa Romeo Giulia from far away. Let's go take a look. Proper track prepped Giulia with the riveted over fenders, bumper deletes, stripped interior. Absolutely beautiful. Just highlighting the variety of cars that the Japanese love. And right across from it, we have a few old school Datsuns. Look at this. A nice Gloria here. And another one running the Datsun 240G. Naming on some Watanabe wheels. Another old Skyline. Evo 10. Haven't seen too many Evos, except the older stuff. A couple of 70 series Supras down here. And then ending up this particular lineup with this beautiful S13. Pumped fenders and the rear over fender. Very, very cool. Off we go again on another walk. It's so hot today. 36 degrees in mid-September. It's pretty wild. Let's check out the engine bay of this Hachiroku 4AG from Tech Arts. On point. Beautiful setup. Log ignition. I love when they modernize old school engines like the 4A in that kind of fashion. Rainbow Auto Jimny, wide body Suzuki Swift Sport, and we're back at that Alfa Romeo Giulia. And right behind it, totally missed it, Starlet Turbo on red wheels. It's so sick. C28s. Red C28s on this Starlet Turbo. Super cool. This guy came all the way up from Nagoya. The show really is attracting the best of the best from across the country. Amazing stuff. Got more and more Liberty walks coming in. I think Kato is due to arrive pretty soon. And that said, I think we should really go and check out all the Liberty walk cars, which are often a little corner of the main wharf area by themselves. So let's head over there, drool over the Ferrari F40 and all the other exotics that they have with their wide body conversions. Actually, all the Liberty cars are slowly arriving now. Isuzu Piazza. And it looks like Nakai-san has arrived with his 997 cab, and there's a RWB 930 here, kind of a Stella replica. Crazy looking thing, and the color is on point. Look at that beauty. Right, so we are inside the actual warehouse where all the tuner shops are, and I'm gonna pretty much walk across everything here on display, starting off with the booth we were looking at before. Once I arrived early in the morning, started with Garage Active. Over here they have the full carbon R32 GTR here. Beautiful creation, wide body with a crazy single HKS turbo setup, easily over 1,000 horsepower. Right next to it is their R33 wide body demo car. This is a beautiful creation. Also, they've stuck to a more simple stock twin turbo approach here, more streetable and aggressive as hell with those pumped fenders. We continue over to the top secret booth where Smokey Nagata brought two of his latest demo cars, the R32 GTR here, which we saw roll in. That's painted in exactly the same gray as the very latest R35 GTR Nismo. Both cars on OZ wheels, and really aggressive take on a Nismo build here, top secret, adding their own carbon fiber goodies and fender extensions to the R35 GTR Nismo. This is the very latest model that was shown last year and went into production this year and is now done. They have pulled the plug on the GTR. So if you want a new GTR, you are out of luck. You will have to look at the second-hand car market, and of course with that put up with the prices that will pretty much keep going up way more than stock. Right next to it, the Ryuki Japan GTR 50. We've seen this car before, starting off earlier in the year, and right next to it their top secret ex-demo car. So really cool to actually be seeing two GTR 50s. Of course, like I mentioned, there's another one here. We looked at it this morning during the setup. This is Mr. Hero Car Studio with their Hachiroku and GTR 50. Right next to them is Yokomaku's display here, the Bellside Japan display. They brought out their new Gen Z with that wide body conversion, which we shot early in the year at Bellside in Ibaraki, and they brought back their crazy Bentley Continental wide body conversion. This is a car from back in the day. I remember shooting these cars pretty much when they came out, right after their big success with Fast and Furious 3. So good to be seeing this design back out again. And right here in the corner we have one special car from a very special shop. This is Garrett G-Force. These guys are Evo specialists and of course have built some incredible cars over the years. A lot of time attack cars for Taniguchi, and their latest project is based around the new GR Corolla. Like a lot of tuners in Japan doing a ton of stuff with this little pocket rocket. Of course they have a lot of experience with the 3-cylinder, having built one of the fastest time attack GR Yaris's, and this new package is something to look out for, and you can bet that we're going to do a full shop visit with Garrett G-Force in the coming months. Okay, so let's keep moving and head down to the next lineup of shops. We have Phoenix's Power all the way from Kyoto. These guys are top GTR builders, concentrating on a ton of R35s. I would love to visit this shop and highlight it because they do some amazing work, even on the RZ34. So this is the brand new Z that they've modified. So they've actually extracted 514 horsepower and a massive 74 kilogram meters of torque. Right next door is RS Pantera, FD builds, on point again. Right, so I'm back at Previch. I wanted to take a look at their new Z creation. They've gone for a really long bumper conversion, kind of a ZG take on the new Z. Interesting stuff. These guys always do a lot of drag prep, so it's cool to see what they're doing. Next to them, Speedform. These guys are old school Z specialists, but it's good to see that they're actually embracing the new Z as well. Good stuff from them. Let's take a look at the back of this old school S30. They always do kind of like a resto mod feel on these cars, not afraid to inject a bit of, you know, carbon fiber or modern take on mechanicals. Really amazing work from these guys. Okay, so I was wondering why the hell it was so loud this corner. No wonder, look what the hell is out here. Literally 2 vans full of speakers blasting away. So before the music gets going again, I think I'll head inside and finish up the loop of all the tuner shops. Alright, we are on to the next hole here, starting off with Spoon Sports. We saw their FL5 demo car, drive-in before. This is the same car that I drove last year in one of my videos. Amazing build from Spoon. I was really blown away by the performance of this new gen Type R. Next to it, we have the Ogura Clutch A90 Supra, and if we keep looking around here, it really expands. We have Artisan Spirits that have brought out a nice selection of their demo cars. We have a GR86, another new gen Supra, new gen Z, RZ34, and then ending up with the LC Lexus wide body of this crazy matte black. Next to it, some craziness from Army Tricks. They have created a insane turbo setup on this new gen 911. You can see how the turbo feeds into a charge cooler, and then that charge pipe goes to the intake, and then the crazy exhaust setup. This thing must sound absolutely wild. Right here at AME Wheels, we have a legendary car. This is the one and only Cyber Evo. Let's take a look from the front. I have such good memories of this car. One of my first crazy photo shoots of any Time Attack car, driven by Tarzan Yamada at Scuba and at World Time Attack in Australia. This is a wild machine built back in the day by Unlimited Works. And sadly the owner has passed away, but it's good to see that his legacy is still very much out there, respected, and for people to enjoy. Ready over here with their Rocket Bunny Z34, which of course was one of the very first cars that I featured as soon as I launched the YouTube channel here. Crazy to still see it around a year and a half later, still doing the rounds. Probably one of the craziest aero conversions on this new Gen Z. Some people like it, some people don't, but it's definitely very, very aggressive if that's your style. So next up we have Tomei Power with their lineup of engines. These guys are always on point, supporting pretty much, you know, the most popular engines. 4G63 here, EJ20, which we just passed, SR20, we have a 1J and 2J, VR38, and of course the RB26 here. If you guys don't know, I actually run a Tomei Extreme titanium exhaust on my GTR, and it was actually the car that was used for the catalog back in the day, like 15 years ago, 10-15 years ago, to actually launch the new titanium exhaust lineup. So very cool stuff. Still enjoying that exhaust today. Right over here we have Varis. We saw some of their cars here. They also have an FL5 which ended up going outside on the main stage area. I do love their aero kit for the GR86, and of course that wide body Evo wagon we saw coming in this morning, that was their work, of course. Amazing stuff, sitting on 21Cs. Fujisubo Supra. You can do a little naughty angles here, but it's okay when it's cars. Right, let's keep going. There's one more hole to this warehouse. It's almost 4 p.m. so It's going to be a nice shift as we go into evening. They actually will continue the event until 9 p.m. tonight, so it's going to be really cool, completely different vibe to any event ever here in Japan. Keep going with the Yura ER34. Check this S13 out, completely built in collaboration with Endstage and Horiuchi. I love these kind of like subtle resto mods, cycle fenders, really clean engine bay. It's got a GCG turbo, slightly rebuilt engine, 430 horsepower, super clean interior. Look at that. So all during this time that I was inside, a whole new lineup of cars has materialized right outside the main area here. Absolutely wild. How am I supposed to show you guys all this stuff? I think I'll keep the outside portion here, the remaining bit, for later on in the evening when the sun goes down a little bit. The shadows are getting really, really long, so I don't want to kind of take away from the cars and end up skipping stuff. All right, so the sun has set. It's early evening time, and you can really understand why they wanted to do this event here. We have such a beautiful backdrop into Yokohama, the sun kind of highlighting the sky, and we have all this insane collection of cars for us to kind of drool over. There's just so much, and you know, I apologize because you know there's no way I can show you guys everything, so I have to be very selective and kind of stop in front of cars that really stop me on my way here, like this S14. It really is possibly one of the greatest events I've ever covered here in Japan. With people even adding a little bit of light. We've got a proper drag setup here with L series motor. A few RWBs. Here's another ER34 we recognize. We've already featured this on the channel, and some other awesome things here, like the 2J swapped Benz. I love this Pantera. This Pantera is actually owned by the same guy that owns the two Tommy Kaira 190E Mercedes. We have more RWB awesomeness here. So these are the R9 guys with the Martini livery. Nice little group. This beautiful 964 in the middle, and this infamous R9 Martini livery 964 that I've been seeing at Tatsumi PA for many years. And just look at that backdrop. Look at that. Yeah, this venue is absolutely sick. I really hope this event becomes a yearly thing, because it is pretty amazing, and it is getting extremely difficult to film. It's so dark. I'm surprised they didn't put any type of illumination out here, because even now at 6:30, 7 o'clock, it is pitch black. Although we can enjoy that amazing background with Minatomirai right there with all its lights. Alright, so the fireworks show has begun over on the other side of Minatomirai, and we get a vantage point that is absolutely crazy. Just look at that. What a great finale to an amazing night. Alright, so the night is over, the day is done. I hope you guys enjoyed joining me today on this really cool, fun, car-related day, all the way from the morning, dropping off the GTR here at Ray's and checking out possibly one of the coolest events I've ever covered. It's more of a vlog type compared to the most of the content we have here on Dino DC, but nonetheless, I really hope you enjoyed it, and check back soon for more, because there's always stuff coming from Japan. Thanks for checking in, and let me know in the comments what you thought.